Hey, what's up, guy? I don't know what happened, but like for some reason it cut me out like that. It might be like too much traffic on Instagram, but I hope not. Cause fuck earlier. All right, I'm gonna search later on for from that like hidden forces. Hidden forces rollerblading. I don't know what happened. Like in a second, like oh there you go. Instagram like cut the live stream. I do believe like probably it's because of the traffic. There might be like millions of people doing Instagram live. So yeah, maybe that could be the reason. So I'm sorry if like it's like it interrupt. But anyway, we're gonna talk with Chaz, the man, the one and only, who should be here in a minute. Oh yeah, just saw it. Damn. Wow, Chris Doty made this video. Dude, what happened to Chris Doty? Man, like his alley topsoil and true spin topsoil were like the best. He was the owner of Enigma, right? The brand Enigma. Damn, he was so stylish. Yo, Jeff, what happened, bro? Instagram cut me off. Yo, Chaz is here. Let's start this thing. Finally. Oh, damn. Too bad. Right now, we are going to be connecting with Chaz. Yo, what's up, brother?
How's it going?
Damn, good to see you.
Not much, yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry.
And you? It's been a while.
Exactly. Sorry for before. I don't know, for some reason, I just misunderstood the timing. And I was like, oh, yeah, it should be right now. And then, like, I was 1 hour in advance. So, my bad.
Really? Yeah. That's all good. No problem.
How was the class?
I was in the middle of a class, but yeah, it's all good.
How was it? There like many people participating to the class?
It's kind of quiet at the moment. It's I think people are concentrating more on kind of saving money and drinking more. I don't know. So it's tough times. It's tough to keep everybody motivated and yeah, I don't know. It's difficult, man. Like people, some people just think it's like a national holiday, and they're just like, fuck it, let's just get wasted. So
Crazy. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's quite hard to keep people motivated to train and especially keep them paying the membership. It's wild, man. It's pretty
Crazy.
wild. But
How long have you been like the owner of a gym?
um, I mean, I wasn't owning it for uh, what it was is somebody else that was owning it, and because I was like pretty good at boxing, I started just like on a Thursday night doing a boxing class. So I just kind of helped them out doing a boxing class every Thursday. Then it came to Tuesday and Thursday, and then for like health reasons, that guy couldn't actually continue doing um, the running of the gym. So I he just kind of announced that he was going to give it up and just let it go. And that's when I just said, look, I'm going to just step in if you want. I don't want it to just go to nothing. And I just took it on from there. And that was it. That was probably around 5 years ago,
Oh,
but
really? Wow.
I was probably doing it for maybe 7. I mean, I was already kind of doing it when I was skating. So we're talking like
Wow, that's been
maybe
a
seven,
while.
8 years
So
ago.
it's been like it means that like you're doing like a pretty good job if you're running it since almost 7 years.
Yeah, it, it goes up and down. kind of a wavy industry. You know, sometimes you get clients in and you see them for 3-4 weeks and then you never see them again.
Mm-hmm.
And then some folk come in, they're loyal customers and they'll be there every week, sometimes every day. So it's a kind of crazy industry, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
Some people just want to. Some people you'll find they'll be members of like 3 different gyms, and they'll just, you know, some people don't pay me a membership. They just come maybe once a week, pay a daily rate, and then they'll just do like maybe one boxing class a week, and that's all they want to do. They don't want to do any of the circuit classes right now, and that's just the way they want to work their routine. So that's fine. That's what they want to do. So.
Great. So you're doing like mainly box classes, right? Or like also functional training or kind of a CrossFit or something like that?
Yeah, I'm doing basically everything. There's like 4 main classes a week that are boxing. I would say that I'm best at boxing because I'm more technical on pad work with clients, and that it really pushes them to the limit because they're not just coming to the class to work at their own rate. Once they get on the pads with me, they're now working at my rate, so they're pushing themselves out of their own comfort zone. So it's quite intense when you put it that way.
Awesome. And like here in Italy, we do have like Decathlon. I don't know if you guys have it in Scotland. Those big stores with like sports store where like they're selling lots of like weights or dumbbell or kettlebell or something like that. And like this, the moment that the government said, okay, guys, from tomorrow, lockdown, everybody run to those stores to buy like everything, like dumbbell, kettlebell. It happened the same thing in Scotland, or?
Yeah, I think most places really sold out. I had people messaging me on social media who I hadn't seen in maybe 2 years or longer. You know, take some stuff home so I can show you my. I'm like, no way, like, you can't do that. You know, well, I offered it to my clients.
True.
I said to my clients, you can come down, you know, if you want to continue paying your membership, then I'll happily let you come pick up some weights of your choice and do home workouts. So,
yeah, I do have like a friend who used to skate, and right now he owns like 2 boxes of CrossFit, and like he did like the same thing. Like for the members, he allowed them to borrow some kettlebell or some dumbbell. And yeah, but like I do believe that like it's like a tough time for you guys because like the main thing is like letting people in and get high the hype of the gym, and like with no without the chance to let them coming through and like taste, you know, like the sweat and whatever, it's hard to keep them motivated from home, right?
Absolutely. I think the toughest part about it is that most people come here for the experience, you know, and the equipment and being able to work with maybe me. So if you're not getting that experience, then they're not going to, you know, bang into doing the online classes. So it's quite tough.
True.
Definitely quite tough.
True. And like you are able to correct their poses or like tell them some tips and stuff like that. And of course, like if you see him through the screen, it doesn't work out, right?
Well, you can. That's the kind of the beauty. It is working to a certain extent. Having the screen and be able to see everybody on the screen, it does help. You can correct them in ways that you see where they're going wrong. At the same time, I'm also doing the workout with them so that they'll constantly know what to do. But I'm constantly coming up to the screen to see who and which different box is doing what and what they're doing wrong, and then try and correct them. So it does kind of work to a certain extent. But a lot of the time, I think a lot of people are just saying that there is free videos online and folk are just going there doing bodyweight exercises for free. And, you know, I don't really blame them. It's like times like now where money is quite tight, especially for self-employed people,
Yeah.
where they can't work. So right now, I can see why they're gripping on as much money as they can and just doing free workouts from home.
And like, what the governments are like the. I always wonder, like, what was the differences between like the England and the Scotland? Like, do they have like a two different government, or like they're only you guys are all together under the Boris Johnson? How can I say?
All together, yeah, we're all working on all together, yeah.
Okay, so like what London says works from like Wales to North to Ireland to Scotland to England, right?
Yep,
Okay.
yep. So as soon as as soon as they said lockdown, it was lockdown here as well.
Okay, okay. And like right now, the situation in Glasgow, it's like everybody should they stay home, right? Like nobody should go run to the street and stuff like that, or
It should be like that.
but
It should be like that, but it's not like that at all. I don't. I think the very few times that I have been going out, like I've been trying to not go out as much as possible. But the times that I have been going out, I've seen more people
gosh,
than I ever have.
damn.
You know, they think that, and the funny thing about it is that I've seen loads of like memes on Instagram and all these other, social media things about how people who have like, never exercised before are now taking exercise to the extreme and going out like 3 times a day just because they need to get out. It's just ridiculous. People are not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Damn.
They need to just be staying, letting this all pass over. But I guarantee as soon as the lockdown is done, there's not gonna be anybody out running, nobody out on bikes. It's great.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And then like how are you able if you're like running this gym, like how are you able to go out and like take those wonderful like nature picture because like you are not only a really good skater, you're also owning like the gym and then also you're a super good natural photographer. Like how do you find the time to do all that?
I'm not like during lockdown or like talking about during lockdown or just in general.
No, just like in general, a photographer. Like, how do you find the time to go out, hike, and take those pictures?
It's hard. I do work a lot, maybe too much, people would say, but I do work a lot. I work hard, and weekends I kind of try and keep to myself. I work maybe every second weekend. I do a boxing class in the morning. So as soon as that's done, most of the time I'm ready just to get away for the weekend, and that's mainly when I'll hike, camp, and then do a bit of photography. So it's all really just weather dependent. But I have found myself in the last year barely using my camera at all. It's just like a paperweight at the moment.
But like for some reason, I always thought that like you were like able to sell those pictures because again, like I am personally, I do like those pictures. So I thought that, like you were going to sell them.
Yeah. There was a period, yeah, I was selling quite a lot of photos. But I was really pushing at it. I was really going out a lot. I was spending a lot of time out on the hills and getting up for sunrise and chasing the photos. But, you know, fortunately, work gets in the way of social or dreams that you want to. The other thing about it as well is that I didn't want to pursue it too much because it is a hobby of mine. Like photography really is a hobby, and I love it as a hobby, and I want to keep it as a hobby. And I think you're going to hear this, but I think that rollerblading, it was a hobby for me, but it then turned into a job, and then it became something that became so stressful where it was like, okay, we've got competitions coming up, pressure of like doing well in competitions. It became not fun anymore, you know, it became stressful. And I don't ever want that to happen with any other hobbies that I have. So I feel now that photography is just going to always be something that I'm not really going to push too hard because I love it and I want to keep it just as a hobby.
Yeah, makes sense. So like you take off the negative vibes out of it, and that's perfectly makes sense. Talking about skating, like I was like reading the daily bread that I had the other day, and I saw this one. I was like, oh man, I need to show it because like, dude, you have received like three pairs of pro skate from Salomon, right?
Yeah,
And how did it happen?
yeah, that's right.
Because like since like before that you were skating K2, right?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was skating for K2. I was just on like a flow deal with K2, and yeah, it wasn't really going anywhere. It was just they didn't want to push me to the next level, and Salomon actually came. I don't know if you remember when all the big guys came to UK, so it was like Feinberg, Shane Skillers, all the big names, and they stopped in Scotland. They came to Glasgow and they did the Livingston thing, and the guy who was team manager at the time, Stevie Cooper, had seen me skate that day. One day, I think it was at Livy, and somebody who was in the van at the time was just like, "Why don't you just come on the rest of the tour with us?" You know, I was like, well, you know, I've got nothing else to do the rest of the week, so yeah, sure. So I just came on the tour, went on the tour with them, and then at the end of it, Stevie was just like, you know what, we're going to come back to you with an offer. So he came back the next week and he said, look, we want to put you on the international amateur team. You should probably go speak to K2, see what they got to say. You know, if they want to make you another offer, then that's fine, but this is what we're going to offer you now. I went to K2, I gave them the offer. I said, look, if you can't match it or beat it, then I'm probably going to go. And at the end of the day, they just said, yeah, on you go, please. So I moved to Salomon, and then you won't believe this, and this is one thing I would say about it was really bad at the end of the day by K2. About a month later, I got a bill for every single thing that K2 ever gave me.
Really?
Really, every pair of skates, every hotel, every train ride, travel expense, everything.
Damn.
They billed it to me.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fuck. And like.
And I was just like.
And like, how did it?
So I took it straight to Stevie Cooper at the time, this guy at Salomon, and I said, yo, this doesn't look good. I've got a huge thousands and thousands of pounds bill here. And Stevie just looked at me and he said, did you sign a contract with K2? I was like, no. He's like, fuck it. Don't worry about it.
Damn. And then how did you like did they like ask you about if you was wanting to get like a pro model, or like were you tell them, hey, are we able to get a pro model or something like that, or did they come out with the offer?
No, that was nothing. So, I don't think at that time, I mean, I was like, what, 18, 17, 18, I don't know, I was young, but it's not something you just demand from a company like Salomon, which was absolutely huge at the time. You're not going to be like on the international amateur team and then be like, hey, put me on the pro team, do a pro skate. So they were like that. It was just, I stayed on the amateur team for about a year, and then after that, it was a jump to the pro team, and then only about 6 months after that, they were like, right, this is our plan for you. We're going to give you pro skate, and then move on from there. Check out how the sales go, and then we'll see what happens. And lucky for me that it sold very well, and they offered us next pro skate.
That's amazing. I have to tell you, I do love like all of them, but the white one, the one who looks like the ST International, is my favorite one. I think probably it was the last one.
The software. Yeah, the software.
Yeah, exactly.
The team with white. Yeah.
Yeah, the one is my favorite one. Man, that's crazy. And then like from Salomon.
You know, I need to be honest. Like, I hated that one. Absolutely hated it.
Because it was too
Yeah.
soft, right?
I don't know. Like I love the hard boots, and I skated them so much. That the thing about having the soft boot, that was like the the thing with Salomon was that so they had like rankings of people on the team, right? And if you were at the top of the team, you got a soft boot pro skate. Okay, that's just the way it was. So I I always had I had two hard shell boots, and I always wanted to just have that soft boot just to be
Up
safe,
there.
basically, just climb the ladder. But, I ended up getting the skate, and I had samples of it for months before it came out, and I could not skate this skate. I hated it. I just could not skate it. I don't know why.
Great.
And I just so many times I went filming with people, and I threw that skate like into rivers. I just hated it.
Damn.
But then I grew to love it.
Well, we do have like a comment here from Scott. He says like, Chaz first looked the best. Chaz 2s were the best. Skate all around. Legendary liners. And the threes were rank.
The three. Who said that?
Scott Meyer.
Oh yeah. No, I agree with him.
And then how happened like the shift between like Salomon to Razor? How did it happen? Like, did you get any like offer from Razors or?
No, it wasn't. It was actually there was. I don't know if you remember, or maybe you don't, maybe you do. But the Razors had actually sold. Sorry, Salomon had actually sold the company to another ski company.
The Adidas group, right? They bought the whole Salomon thing, and they cut off the skating part of Salomon, right?
But we cut off a lot of parts of the company. Skating was one thing they kind of kept, but at the start when it was such a big sale, I think it sold for somewhere in the billions. It was so huge that it was on the news. And when I seen it on the news, right away I phoned my manager at the time and was just like, "What's going on? I've just seen that Salomon as a company has been sold." And he was just like, "Oh, chill, don't worry about it. Your job's safe. Everything's okay." And I was just like, I don't know about this. So I started like messaging other people, speaking to Vinny, speaking to some other teammates, and I was just like, "What do you think about this?" And Vinny was just like, he was kind of loyal, he was like, "I'm gonna stay, it's gonna be cool." So right then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave. So I left, and I was just a free agent for a few months. But at that time I had a really bad injury. Anyway, I had torn ligaments in my ankle. So it didn't matter that I didn't have a skate sponsor because I couldn't actually skate because of torn these ligaments. So I was out for a few months anyway. So I was just like not really focusing on getting a sponsor, or I was just focusing on getting the injury healthy again. But in that time I had a few offers from different people. USD were really interested. They sent me a few pair of skates, tried them out, but they were just like a weird shape for my feet. I couldn't get along with them. Although I did quite like skating them, they were quite nice for grinds, but yeah, it was starting to give me cramps in my feet. I guess I just didn't have the right shape feet for those skates. I spoke with Julio quite a bit actually about joining Valo, but I guess I don't know, I maybe spoke to some of the other teammates and didn't think I was maybe the right image for that brand, so that didn't really work out. And then at the end of the day, Andy had sent me a message about maybe joining the Razors team, and that was during the time of the skate contest, which was Europe versus USA. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I remember the competition.
So Andy had messaged me and said, "Look, we'll pay your flights. You can come stay at my house. try the skates out, see what you think. I'd still had this injury at the time, so I just was like, you know what, I don't mind having a holiday to San Diego. I just went anyway. Tried to skate very minimum. Then we had the contest. I skated all right. Actually, so I don't know if you remember the concept of the contest. It was like one person from one team does a trick, and then everybody on the other team nominates someone who thinks they can do that trick, and then they try and do it. And that's just the way the contest worked. Frankie had done a trick, and everybody said, right, it's your turn, you need to step up, do the trick. And I ended up nailing the trick. And doing it, I actually landed pretty well, surprisingly, with my ankle was so fucked at the time, I don't believe I did that. And that was it for Andy. He was sold at that moment. He was like, okay, we're going to offer you the position if you want to take it. So
Man.
that was it from there.
Great, great, awesome. And then what happened? Like, because I remember that like you were supposedly like to receive like an SL skate, don't you?
Yeah.
The mint one, was it, right? Or kind of mint?
Yeah. Yeah, I designed that skate, and then then me and Andy kind of fell out. I didn't really like the way Andy worked with some of the stuff that he did, so I told him that. And actually, I got offered a job out in Abu Dhabi, and it was paying quite a lot of money. So I took the job. I was going to be away for about 2 or 3 months. During that time, he wanted to shift my contest that I was running, the Invitational. He wanted to move it like 6 months early, which was just an impossible task. Anybody that's ever ran a contest annually will know how hard it is to rake in prize money, get riders to attend the event, you know, just organisation to give you, you know, only 4 months to try and organise an event like that was just impossible.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely impossible. So he wasn't happy about that, but he only wanted to do that because it was cheaper, a cheaper time of the year to fly riders to Europe, and that it would coincide with other events that were popping off in Europe at the time, like, you know, fees or some other different events. So just like whatever suited him, he wanted, and because I said no, he wasn't happy about it, and yeah, that's what happened with that pro skate. He just kind of acted.
Damn, too bad, because in my opinion, you should have to receive at least like one pro skate from Razors, because of
you know, he made one, and he wouldn't even give me that.
No.
When they decided that it wasn't, yeah, that's true. He put it on eBay. He was like, yeah, I'm going to sell it, make some money back. I was like, all right, okay. After that, I was like, man, Andy, you are a fucking prick.
And then the thing from that filmmaker happened, video maker happened.
Yeah.
Dude,
that was before all that.
I mean, to me, like, it was one of the most ashamed thing ever happened, because come on, man, like those footage that like you have uploaded recently, I mean, that was fucking fire, man. So whack, so fucking whack. Go.
Can you imagine how I felt? I filmed for over a year for that video, and then for somebody to say what he said, I was just like, you know what, fuck your video, I don't want to be in it.
I mean, hey, of course. I mean, what the fuck are you, man? Like, I mean, I don't, you know what I mean?
And this is how bad the communication was between that guy and Andy. That I went back out to San Diego about maybe 3 months after Game Theory, and you know, I had like, you know, a few cameras. We were filming for something else, and I brought out a few cameras, and Andy came on this trip with us one day, and he was just like, how come you got so many cameras? How come you don't have any clips in the Game Theory? I was like, you have no idea, do you? You don't actually know. So he had no communication. He obviously was like, where's Chaz's section? And Brazil was just like, yeah, he didn't film. Probably. Well, that's why I imagine he said, yeah, didn't give me any clips. That's probably what happened.
Such an idiot.
I imagine anyway.
That guy, man. That guy like ruins stuff, man. Shit. Fuck that. Fuck that guy. So going back to going back to a couple of questions that Joy Egan asked it, like who was your favorite Scottish skater? Which is like a pretty cool question because from what I've known, you, Chris Doty were like because I started skating in 2000, were like
Yeah.
the original skater from Scotland. But I believe that like there are people like older than you and like
So what was the question? Who was my favorite? What?
Scottish skater.
Oh, Scottish skater. I think. Um, well, that was a tough one. I think my favorite, like back in the day when I was starting off, or of all time.
Oh, that's hard. Let's do both. It's tricky.
Okay. Uh, I think of all time, it has to be Gavin Nelson. Gavin Nelson. That's what kind of steered me towards the Salomon route. But then Doughty is right up there, like you said, mentioned Doughty. Doughty's the guy who got me onto the K2 team. And then there was also Dale Heenan, who was another absolute legend from Dundee. But there's been so many amazing Scottish skaters, you know, ones that were really underrated as well. There was another guy from Dundee, or from Montrose, called Band-Aid, Andrew Finlay, who was so underrated. The guy was just unbelievable. He could do every trick, switch and natural, way ahead of time.
Damn.
You know, this guy was doing switch through ken grounds down rails back there, like back when rollerblade ran the spirals had came out. You know, he was doing ridiculous tricks
Really?
back in the day.
Damn.
Really,
Fuck.
yeah. But he just never got the exposure that he deserved. He was unbelievable.
Damn. And like there was another question, like what was the feeling of skating for Enigma, which it was like an amazing team, an amazing brand from Chris Doty.
Skating for Enigma, it was really actually people don't know that me and Doughty and a couple of other guys were the creators of that company. I came up with the name, in fact,
Really?
Enigma. And it was originally me, Doughty, and Gavin Nelson who came up with it in the start on a train journey to London. When we went to go and stay with Ollie, and we were just on the train, bored, doodling, sketching, coming up with ideas, and that's how it began.
Wow, amazing. That's pretty cool. And
Yeah. It was a great company. I think it had like an amazing potential to be a lot bigger than it was, especially with the absolute talent that Doughty was on, and actually everything that he put his finger to. You know, whenever he made an edit or any kind of graphic design or logos or anything, he was just so good at what he did. So I think that company didn't really have its chance to project to the level that it could have went to. I think it has real potential.
yeah, because for the time, like the quality of the clothes were pretty good. The image, like
But that was the thing. That was the thing that we concentrated on the most of anything was quality. We didn't want to use like any cheap brand materials or everything. You look at I have friends now who still have like some of the hoodies and stuff, and if you look at them, everything is like embroidered, like really nice stitching, and they were such an amazing quality ahead of the time. You don't even see that now sometimes.
no, true. I mean, like I do have like some Yukon stuff that they were like from 2007, 2008, and they're already broke. And I do believe that like the Enigma stuff, they look so like so well done, and it's pretty cool. And like, does the people that come to the gym know who you are, like your rollerblading status and stuff like that?
Some of them, some do, some no. Yeah. It's not something. I mean, it's hard not to because the gym's in the skate park.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so people need to come into the skate park to come to the gym. So I think they're probably quite a while.
Awesome, awesome, dude. If I was living in Glasgow, I was there every day at your gym first, and then I was going to the skate park, man. And then
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that most people don't do that.
I'm sorry.
I'm surprised that more people don't do that. Come in and have a skate and then maybe join a gym
Dude,
session. There have been like a few skaters that have been and done sessions and BMXers that go in and ride, but I thought it would be more busy, but it doesn't work
it
like
could
that.
be,
Do people just come to skate?
but I do think like because I've started like going to the gym like 7 years ago or something, and since the day I've started, of course,
Mm.
I'm not looking for like bodybuilding or bullshit like that. I'm just like improving the muscle stuff around my joints, on my back and stuff like that. And I do really believe like the gym
Yep,
really helps your like health in skating.
absolutely. Yeah, definitely. When I had a lot of injuries, so the things that helped me the most was working in the gym, building the muscle around the injury, building
Hurts
uh,
you. Hmm.
strength. My comeback is a lot. In fact, sometimes I came back better after the injury.
And like,
I believe anyway.
what about now? Like, are you going? Because I saw you skating with Sven in that cabin edit. Are you going to skate? I want to say a little more because I do believe like you every now and then are going to skate. But like, is it possible that we are going to see like some edit from you or something like that? Which I would love
I
to
don't
be
know.
honest
Maybe
with
not.
you.
I don't know. I think a lifetime of absolutely destroying my body has really took its toll. I do find it quite painful whenever I skate now.
Shit.
Honest, because I was hanging about the gym so much, I built up a pair of skates just to kind of roll around. And yesterday I put on some skates. I didn't even really do much. I was just rolling around, a couple of airs, a little bit of grind. But I was actually starting to feel, because I've got like arthritis in my hips, and I've had that since I was about 13 years old. So it's not like something that's happened over old age or whatever. But I do feel the pain of that happening when I skate. So I just find it difficult to skate. I find it quite painful. I don't have the same range of movement that I used to in my hips. So I don't know. I would maybe skate, like for instance, when Sven came, I don't mind skating when that happens. When friends come that I've not seen in a long time, they come. Sometimes some of the boys that are regular here that skate, I sometimes throw them on. It's very rarely because I am working quite a lot. But if I have got like a spare hour or whatever, I'll stick them on, just have a little roll around. But I do end up feeling the pain from it like the next day in my hips. So it's really hard for me to say, yeah, totally, I'll film an edit. Because after that, I was really in a lot of pain. Then I'll tell you, I actually was pushing myself to skate like on the last day when I really was so much pain. It got to the point where I was like, man, sorry, I can't skate any longer. It's so painful.
Damn.
And I just had to stop it. That's why I didn't have many clips in that edit because one, I was skating, I was working quite a lot during that visit when Sven came, which was just unfortunate. Came really busy during that week. And the second reason was that I was quite tired after working so much, so I was only finding time to skate late in the evening when the park was shut, maybe 2 or 3 hours. And then I was just very rusty from not skating. And then the next day I would like work again and then try and skate. And by that point I was in a lot of pain, so I only had like 3 days, so I didn't have a lot of time to film for that. So it was quite demanding to try and skate. And I'm like, this guy's older than me and he's just killing it. So then he worked really hard. That's all we were.
Great. And then, so like, with that being said, like, after all of this situation will be done, and for like, I'm really hoping it could be like quite soon. Like, do you have any like future project?
Future project? In what capacity? What are you talking about? You're talking about skating.
Huh?
Talking about
No, no,
skating.
no, I'm talking about like in general, like I don't know, opening a new gym or like expanding your gym or.
Well, we'll see how it goes because right now I think um, it's a tough time for all gyms. I mean, I'm lucky enough to be able to know that I'll still be here by the end of the lockdown, but I know that other gyms, maybe in the area, might not be as fortunate. So it might give me the opportunity to try and expand a bit more, like have a wider reach to bring more clients in. So I'll definitely look at trying to do something like that nearer the end of lockdown. But no major plans for anything. Definitely not skiing. I do want to go and visit some friends. You know, I want to go back out to Holland and visit friends. I know you've got a big birthday coming up soon, but I don't know if the lockdown will finish by that time. But I would quite like to go out, visit some guys in Holland, maybe go down south to England, see some of my friends down there. It would be quite cool just to get around a wee bit because I mean, obviously I seen you at winter class. That was the first time I'd flown on an airplane for about 5 or 6 years. So that was quite a surreal feeling to be like back on a plane when I used to be on a plane every other week. So it's crazy how life changes.
Dude,
But I would like to get out there and visit some people I haven't seen for a long time.
it was great seeing you at the Clash.
Maybe.
I was so happy to see you at the Clash, man. It was like, dude, those you and Aragon, man. I was done when I saw you guys. Okay, I can fly back.
Yeah, that was actually really surreal for me and Aragon as well because we hadn't seen each other in, I don't know, like maybe 5 or 6 years. Maybe, yeah, maybe longer,
Yeah,
in
probably,
fact. I don't
probably was
know.
2013, the last time you've been there. Probably 2013 or 12, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
Long time ago, man.
yeah, something like that. There we go. So when me and Aragon seen each other, I was just like, ah.
Dude,
But I had that feeling with a lot of people, so it was really good to see everybody. I think I'll probably, I mean, if it happens again next year, I'll probably try and come back out.
awesome.
Not skate, but just coming back out. I really enjoyed being there and seeing everybody again. It was really good. And watching everybody else skate and having no pressure of like, okay.
True, true. So, Chaz, with that being said, I do really would like to thank you for your time. It has been like an honor for me to talk with you, and like I'm looking forward to come visit you in Glasgow, or like if you ever like
Welcome. Anytime, hit me up. Come over. Yeah, it's not a
thank you
problem.
so much. Same here. If you want to come to Milano, you have a spot. So
I've already came in Milano. I came and visited
yeah,
you. I already remember.
2011 was it, right? Or something, or 10.
Yeah, a long time
Super
ago.
long time ago.
You already owe me one.
True. True, true. So, Chaz, thank you so much for your time. It has been a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to see you soon. Hopefully at the next Winter Clash, or maybe in Glasgow, if like those things will go out. All right.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you very much for inviting me on. It's been great. It's been good to see you and talk to you again a little bit more than we did at Winter Class very briefly. So it's been good to see you and have a chat.
Definitely, definitely. Boss, thank you so much, Chaz.
Thank you.
Bye.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.